Welcome back to Dubster. So I take over something show. Well, you know how it is, and we're here with more Bleach. That's here, but more.
Drink it all up.
No, don't do that. Don't. Why? Why you do this?
It has a nice iron taste.
You've already said. Stop. No one listen to this man. He's lying.
It tastes like flesh.
Well, we're getting right into the. We're getting right into this. So, episode 36, titled "Baby Hold Your Hand 2: Never Ending My Dream," opens with Mayuri laughing as we recap the second right after the
They were very proud of it.
the baby had eaten Pernida. As he comments on how it was a good idea to not let this Ashisoge Jizo be born with teeth.
Because he hates that movie.
That movie's terrifying. But yeah, since he ate Pernida whole, if he chewed Pernida, then he would have multiplied in his belly. But then the baby exploded from the inside as its bodily fluids and guts and everything flow everywhere. And then an arrow fires by Pernida, but Mayuri is just able to barely dodge it in time. As Pernida says, "Sound like you? Me mimic you. You forgot Pernida is Quincy. Me kill enemy with bow." Looks like caveman. Yeah. Mayuri says he didn't forget. He's just disappointed that Pernida would stoop so low that he wasn't expecting the Soul King's left arm to shamelessly refer to itself as a Quincy. Pernida's like, "Why you call me shameless? In what way could claiming to be a Quincy ever be called shameless? I have always been a Quincy." Mayuri notices his speech pattern has completely changed. Yeah, for some reason I thought this last line he said there sounded a little like a discount Michael McConaughey. Just me.
No. Yes. Maybe.
Oh. Mayuri begins to wonder if Pernida is regaining his memory of the Soul King, or is he evolving, since his vocabulary is much more sophisticated than before. Must resist Pokemon joke. But yeah.
Really gotta hand it to him.
Pernida uses his fingers to fire a bar. Alright, we gotta talk about this. Firstly, I brought this up, that Pernida is one of the only other Quincy's, or at least one of the only other Stern Ritters who uses a bow and arrow, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But secondly, I mean, break down how silly you said it looks. Like, he's holding a giant bow with his little fingers.
Well, this one only has 3 fingers, so he's holding it with 2 of them and drawing it back with his middle finger.
It's like, yeah, you don't really think about it when watching it, I guess, but it does sound goofy if you say it out loud like that.
It gets goofier.
Yeah, just give it a sec. But yeah, a bunch of arrows fire at Mayuri as he tries dodging. But he notices these arrows have nerves attached to them. Oh, the nerve endings.
He has some nerve.
Mayuri's arm is hit, but he thinks fast and is ripping off his own arm. You know, between Kenpachi doing that and now Mayuri, you could definitely tell this is a Bleach episode with all the hands/arms, severing. Or does that not count because they did it to themselves, ripping off their own limbs?
Well, does a finger count as an arm?
Yes. Anyway, things go from bad to worse when Mayuri notices Pernida is using the nerves in the ground to redirect an arrow's trajectory. The arrow nearly hits Mayuri, but suddenly a wild Nemu appears, grabbing the arrow, and she then cuts off her own arm too, before the nerves could spread to her body. So look at that, her and Mayuri match. Mayuri grabs her before she hits the ground, taking her to a building, and he starts scolding her, shouting, "Fool, did I tell you to jump in? If I hadn't stopped you from hitting the ground, you'd be a lifeless meatball. Nom, nom, nom."
What is with all the meatballs?
Yes. Nemu answers that she judged that he needed a shield. Like a shield era? Okay, I'll stop. He snaps back that he does not recall teaching her to come to his aid whenever she judged it necessary. She admits that he hadn't, That's what Mayuri asks if she learned this on her own. She's not sure. As he then calls her
Maybe not.
Nemuri... Yeah, he then calls her Nemuri number 7, seemingly shocking her, before saying that ever since Ichigo and friends first appeared, she has gained a great deal of experience in many battles, and that he has taught her stuff as well. That it would be a real pain to develop the next Nemu into what she is now. As he shouts, "Do not interfere in things you do not understand. Who said you have the right to choose the time and place of your death? If you are to die, you are to only when I tell you to. Are we clear?" Terrence is fucking killing it here, honestly. I'm glad he's here as Mayuri, man. It's great. She answers yes, that he is absolutely clear. And yeah, Mayuri does sound harsh here, but maybe this is his own weird way of showing he cares, you know? Dai, what the fuck are you doing?
Nothing.
Okay, I gotta be able to...
Ignore that.
Okay. Anyway. Now, Nemu then flashes back to her birth. As she says when she first opened her eyes, Mayuri greeted her with a name, and that she loved that name very much. Yeah, we see baby Nemu in a tube, as Mayuri says, "Good morning, number 7. So, this is a little rearranging. This was actually, in the manga version, right after Pernida had broken out of the baby. But they moved it to here instead.
And pushed it somewhere else. Again.
Yep. Back to present, Nemu gives Mayuri the Hoji Kosai, which is, what, like a syringe thingy? Yes. Thing he uses to regrow his limbs or whatever. Claiming it was the original reason she stepped in. Mayuri takes it and injects himself, regrowing his arm. And she does the same. Asking if she realized that he forgot to bring it...
Goes back.
Yeah. He asks if she realized that he forgot to bring it with him. She answers that yes. When the attack began, Mayuri had rushed out without going through the medicine cabinet, as he usually does. He calls her very observant, but also claims this is rather creepy of her. Nemu is just like, "Yes, I'm sorry, Master Mayuri." Anyway, Mayuri jumps off the building and flies with Yorin Kyaku. As Pernida fires more arrows, Mayuri tries dodging, but there are 3 Pernidas again! Alright, yeah, now it's silly.
An arrow is firing from each of the fingertips on his fingertips. Each one has a little tiny bow.
Just stop, you're making it stupid. Anyway, Mayuri asks if Nemu can hear him, as she replies through a communication device that she can. And the filter actually sounds pretty good on this one. Look, we've heard filters on these sound like complete ass. So, saying,
yeah.
Anyone remember the voice filters from Orient? Exactly. Anyway, he tells her that he is going to fly around the area and spray a highly concentrated anesthetic over the whole area. He's not sure what effect it'll have on Pernida, but during their last exchange, he measured the nerve density of its arrows. At this concentration, he's sure he can neutralize the arrows. However, the concentration effect this high will have an effect on Mayuri as well. He tells Nemu that she is to inject the nerve coagulating agent directly into an arrow that has already been neutralized. That the agent will freeze all of Pernida's nerves if it gets to the hand. Once the agent has taken effect, the eyes that are open can't be shut, mouths cannot be closed, penises will stay erect, and a contracted heart can no longer expand.
So it's Viagra?
Okay, I might have added that penis part. Sorry, I'm so mature. Anyway, Nemu says he might want to keep it down, because, yeah, he's shouting into it, so it's clearly, here it is. I just love how he's so, quiet before continuing. He's sure Pernida has blood flowing through his veins. Or his body. And if that's the case, he will coagulate it and kill Pernida. The nerves in the ground have been taken care of by his anesthetic, so it's safe to walk on now, as he tells Nemu that she is to inject the agent again into an arrow with nerves still attached, and she does just that. And it works!
Well, she got on his nerves.
Oh. The Pernida clones are frozen! But before it can spread to his main body, Pernida slices off his own finger.
Would you cut off your thumb?
No, that sounds painful as shit.
It'll grow back.
Yeah, he asks, you think you could...
Into a whole nother you?
You think you could kill me with that, Kurotsuchi? Mayuri notices this time it's mimicking Kenpachi's speech. For a second I was kind of wondering if it was Patrick Seitz voicing him here, but pretty sure it's not. Mayuri then realizes that Pernida evolves by absorbing data from anyone its nerve endings come into contact with. So he's digivolving? Eh? Alright, I'll go sit in the corner. But yeah, Mayuri says that Nemu doesn't stand a chance with her reaction speed since it's evolved to Kenpachi's level. He tells Nemu to get back! Oh, he really is showing concern for her. Oh, shit. But then one of the hands unfreezes itself by using the baby Bankai. Oh, fuck, man. Mayuri's about to be hit. But that's when Nemu rushes in to save him, calling out his name, as we flash back to her talking to Akon, who's just full Brit now. Yeah, they've clearly given up on trying to hide his accent. They probably should have just done that in the first place, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
He asks a young Nemu, still Megan Hollingshead, if Mayuri did stop calling her by her name. She's like, yeah, he's been calling me Nemu for some reason. And he just stands like, well, isn't that your name? She tells him no, that it's always been Nemuri number 7. Cut to present with Akon and Nico as two pop up, and Akon tells Nico to stop fooling around, that they have to get the lab back up and running before Captain Kurotsuchi gets back. Almost sounds like he said Captain Kulotsuchi here, but it could be the accent, I don't know. Coolio. But yeah, he then notices that these tubes are relics of the old artificial soul project, Nemuri. And that's when Nico asks, like, Nemu? He says, yes, Nemuri 1 through 3 are these ones specifically.
There's 3 of them?
Yeah, he says that they're corpses, that it was just one failure after another. Nico seems fascinated by it, but says that 1 through 3 just look like strands of lint. As Akon continues, it wasn't until number 4 where they created a brain. As a new dude shows up, asking if it was number 4, or the brain from number 4 that fixed his head, which it was. Okay, so this dude, apparently his name is Bungaro? And...
He's literally doesn't even have a page on the fan wikia.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, Ryan Johnston is who plays him, who you'd all probably know as Patrick, aka Packy, from GTA 4, The Ballad of Gay Tony, as well as GTA 5 and online.
And just regular GTA 4. Why the fuck did you...
I don't know, because when I tried to look it up, it specifically said that. I don't know why.
Because that was the most recent one?
Possibly. But yeah, it said he also voiced characters in episode 34, Kakagasa and Genmin. I can't pronounce it, but I have no idea who the fuck these characters are.
The only other things were multiple Pernida arms.
Yeah, so that's my best guess, is that it was the other hands, maybe? If someone out there knows, please let us know. I'm very curious.
More characters that don't have anything listed.
Yeah.
Actually, when I typed it on the fan wiki, it just took me to Pernida's page.
Yeah, so it probably is. I guess if that's the case,
so some of his hands might have different voices.
Well, whatever.
Or there's like 3 of them. Question mark.
Back to this though. Yeah, Ron Johnson's doing all right. But yeah, if it was the brain from number 4 that fixed him. Akon says that's correct. As he goes on, 5 reached the fetus stage, which is what Mayuri used to modify his Zanpakuto. And he was promoted in rank as well. I actually really like learning about this shit, man. It's kind of cool, you know? It explains why Ashisoki Jizo is a baby. And also the scene kind of reminds me a little bit of the scene with all the Ripley clones from Alien Resurrection, if anyone remembers that movie.
I don't think they want to.
But yeah, number 6 grew up to be 2 years old before its cell division stopped and it died. They thought that was the length or lifespan of an artificial soul. That's when Mayuri felt joy when 7 surpassed that limit. Back with Nemu, she leaps through the air and flashes back, asking Akon why Mayuri stopped calling her Nemuri 7. Akon wonders why she won't just ask Mayuri, and she believes that if she were to ask him, he wouldn't answer. Akon speculates that maybe it's because he's embarrassed. Nemu can't imagine him having such an emotion. I just imagine, man, fucking Mayuri blushing or something. I don't fucking know. Getting all.
He would just tell you to fuck off and call you an idiot or something.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, Akon tells her this is how the captain put it. As we flash back to Mayuri, saying to create a new soul from nothing is the dream of all soul reapers. But then it is silly to dream when one is still awake. So he has named the project Nemuri, as in to sleep. Akon tells Nemu perhaps Mayuri was being ironic, and he speculates that this is Mayuri's dream. That while Nemu is growing every day, learning stuff and all that type of shit, Mayuri is living his dream. And that maybe he believes Nemu might have noticed how he was feeling. Maybe it embarrassed him. Nemu says she didn't notice anything, but asks if she were to remain ignorant, would he go back to calling her number 7? And that's
7-11.
Stop. Akon tells her that it's a moot point, for she is Mayuri's greatest creation and will continue to evolve. Back to present, she blasts Pernida, saving Mayuri, and shocking him, as he asks where she got this power. He actually seems kind of proud here. You know? She tells him that it was nothing but the power that he gave her, and the Soul Reaper body that he gave her. That she enhanced its power to just below 0.8% before critical breakdown. He shouts, "You did what?" As she says, it's not a problem. She can last 400 seconds, but that's not why he's angry. It's because he gave her no such order. As Nemu says, it's her mission to protect him. And he replies that that's nonsense. Her mission is to grow and learn. And she says she can show him how much that she's grown by protecting him. As she places him on a building before taking off. And Mayuri wonders, where'd she learn to talk back like that? That he can't believe he's leaving a battle in her hands. I fucking love this dude. Their dynamic is great. But yeah.
Clearly, it's from Squad 11.
Nemu thinks to herself that she will shave off 6% of her soul and fire it at the target. Saying Ikon Judenju before firing an attack. As a vocal...
Turning Pernida to 2 halves of a hand.
Yeah, a vocal version of Here to Stay starts playing as the blast hits Pernida's eye, destroying him. Nemu falls, calling out Mayuri's name one more time before Pernida's pieces are able to recover and pierce Nemu. Mayuri says no in despair as Nemu explodes, her blood falling upon Mayuri. Mayuri calling out her name in his mind, clearly really despondent. I'm not getting choked up, guys. It's the rain, okay? It's the rain. Fuck you. But that's when
Soul Society, and at the top of the sky.
Shut up! But that's when Xylopero appears in Mayuri's head, asking if this is despair Mayuri feels. Yo, it's still Ben Diskin. Shit. Nice. But yeah, he says that Mayuri can't have a look of despair on his face. That wasn't it him who once lectured Xylopero on what it means to be a scientist? So your modified life form died. Why are you sad? You should feel the opposite. That it wasn't it you who said perfection has no meaning to scientists like us? Perfection is hopelessness? Then you should celebrate its death. He called Nemu an it. The reason it died is because it wasn't perfect, meaning there's still room for improvement. Ben is doing awesome, by the way, here. Just put that out there. He hasn't missed a beat with Xylopero. He continues, you've actually begun to convince yourself that you'd achieve the impossible, that the defective meat puppet of yours was perfect. How far you've fallen. You should thank that monster left hand, for it ended your arrogance and carelessness. And now your creation's in 1,000 pieces. If I were in your shoes, I doubt I could stop laughing.
That sounds pretty funny.
Xylopero's kind of a dick. That's when Here to Stay dies as Mayuri kills the Xylopero vision, saying, you're absolutely right, and that he can't believe it took a pseudo-scientist like Xylopero to remind him of his carelessness. That it's laughable. That's when Pernida charges into the building with a mouth where his eye used to be. Should he say it looks like his tongue and...
His eye is on his tongue, and he might or might not have eyes for what appear to be his teeth.
Yeah, he's trying to feed on Nemu's remains, and the song that starts playing here sounds like something you hear in a fucking horror movie, dude. As Mayuri tells him to feed, but her cerebrum is his, the brain. As he grabs Nemu's brain, Pernida advances.
Brian.
He advances on Mayuri, but gets electrocuted. As Mayuri asks if he's feeling numb, that he should eat Nemu quickly, or he'll die before he can finish his meal. Pernida starts expanding, asking, What is this? As Mayuri explains that Nemu's pituitary gland, which Pernida just ate, will cause the cells to grow and divide beyond the limits of the host body. The organ is regulated by Nemu's brain, but without it, it will cause the host body to self-destruct.
So he died of food poisoning?
And yes, I guess he did. As Pernida explodes, a lot of people exploding into goop and whatever the fuck a Pernida explodes into. I don't even know. But yeah, Mayuri holds Nemu's brain as he walks off, but then suddenly his legs break Kenpachi style because one of Pernida's nerves was...
No, just his feet.
Oh, just his feet? Okay. Yeah, one of Pernida's nerves was still functioning. Mayuri comments that
his feet have been...
Yeah, he says he's no different than Kenpachi now, as Ikaku and Yumichika arrive. Mayuri calls them stupid, but gives them points for not interfering with the battle. As he tells them that up ahead, there are body preservation pods. As we see two open, and inside is Hitsugai and Rangiku. Mayuri says, don't worry, they're no longer zombies. But their lifespan has been greatly reduced. But they wouldn't give him grief over something that petty, right?
Yeah.
It depends. How reduced we talking? We talking like a year or two? You'll die in 1 year. Yeah, it's like you'll die in 1 year. Fuck you, man! But yeah, Hitsugaya thanks him as Mayuri's, getting into the pod or whatever, telling them to put Kenpachi into the other one, as Yumichika and Ikaku bow, thanking him for saving the life of their captain. I really like seeing these two learn to respect Mayuri now. Because, everyone thought he was just weird dick, but there's some quality to him that they can at least respect, right? Mayuri even claims that he's being thanked a lot today, that it's most unpleasant. But that pales in comparison to the fact that he created a soul from nothing that is capable of evolving all on its own. He has finally done it. He has surpassed Urahara, and he cannot wait to see the look on Urahara's face. That he will show him how much distance there is between them now. And then he puts it, we will show him, Nemu. As he falls into a deep sleep, a dream with him and Nemu underwater. What an awesome ending to that, man. As the credits hit. But we're not done because there's a post-credit scene. Oh, shit. And this scene is first part of this anime only. With Lil Toto and Giselle arriving at Varvelt, the castle, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because Giselle is shocked to see even the arena's up here now. As the Sodart, or guards, arrive. Lil Toto believes that this is a warm welcome, as Giselle tells the girls to come out, as we see zombie Candace, Meninas, and Bambietta, bringing the 5 Bambis together once again.
For now.
Lil Toto's impressed that Giselle had these 3 still away in the city when it was brought back up here. As Giselle tells the Bambis to attack! And yeah, they're taking on the guards. Don't we see Lil Toto actually eat one of them and stuff?
Yep.
But it's revealed that these guards are not normal, they are genetic free. I mean, they have black stuff oozing from them and got the almighty eyes going on.
Those eyes, whose are they?
So, something wrong with these gods, man. Cut to Haschwald, and this part is in the manga, though it's a little different here. Asking a group of guards what Uryu's doing in the Einsatzst. He orders them to find out, but before they can leave, they get taken out by Basby, who asks
Bang of doom.
He asks what's wrong with Uryu. This Hoshio's like, Basby, what are you doing? Basby replies, what you should be asking is, how am I still alive? But yeah, as mentioned, this exchange is a little different in the manga, but I'll wait to see if they rework it once we see more on this particular section in the future.
Which they have been doing.
Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, that is how the episode ends, with a preview by Nemu. Side note, I think it's kind of funny that the manga version of these events were titled Baby Hold Your Hand 1 all the way up through 7.
Clearly the anime got the better naming with part 2.
But yeah, final thoughts. One of the best episodes of this core. One of my favorites, honestly. The father-daughter dynamic with Mayuri and Nemu I felt was very well executed. And seeing that Mayuri does actually care, even if he's not great at showing it, because he's kind of a dick, was nice. And
I can't believe he hears the voice of Black Doom in his head.
Yeah, Nemu's death, dude, holy shit. The anime went above and beyond to make this moment hit really hard. Everything was perfect. Using a vocal version of Here to Stay I felt like a brilliant call. And this version exceeds the manga for that alone. But add on to that the voice acting, which I'll just say now, MVP is Terrence Stone. Him going from being angry at Nemu for interfering to somewhat proud of her partway to the episode, which he's like, I'm gonna do this, blah blah, to him having to grieve over her before for a brief moment before killing the Xylopero vision in his head, or the Black Doom vision as Dai called it. Sonic Generations. Yeah, and then at the end, where after Pernida was defeated, him being somewhat happy that he was finally able to achieve his goal of surpassing his rival Urahara. But it's a bittersweet victory because, in the words of what Dai likes to always say, but at what cost?
Yeah.
And the character work with Mayuri would have fallen completely flat in the dub if Terrence wasn't bringing his A game. Fortunately, though, he did. He was really good this week, I felt.
Yeah.
Then there's Megan Hollingshead as Nemu. Again, I think she did solid. No real complaints. In fact, I thought the exchange that really stood out to me was the moment between Nemu and Mayuri where she says that her mission is to protect Mayuri, and his response is, "That's nonsense. Your mission is to grow and learn." And it's dude, like what a fucking amazing moment. Like this, oh, that whole segment was just really good, and the dub didn't fuck it up with its feats. I'm not letting that go. Fun fact, because I forgot.
It did fuck up Mayuri's feet in the end.
Yeah. Fun fact, because I didn't bring this up earlier because I forgot to. Ashisogi Chizo was voiced by Patrick Seitz, apparently. Yeah, I got really nothing else to add there. Just
making baby noises, I guess.
Yeah. But that does bring us to the return of Xylopero, which I thought was kind of cool. You know, even though he was already brought back for the Hellverse prequel episode, but that's a different story. I think Kubo really likes Xylopero. I don't know.
I mean, doesn't he say the same about Mayuri?
Yeah.
And who fought Mayuri?
And I was really happy they got Ben Diskin back to play him. I had heard he could only do union projects, so I was kind of surprised he was here. But then again, Richard Epcar and several other cast members are union, and they're here when this is a non-union production, so...
And sometimes they can come back for a role they really like.
I guess.
In
Who knows?
Cases.
Anyway, I was happy to hear him reprise
either
it.
he really liked voicing Xyloperos, or they were just able to get him back through some other thing.
Yeah, I mean, he is playing him in the Rebirth of Souls game, too, so...
Yeah. So we'll be able to experience the Xyloperos fight again.
But yeah, great episode. Like, Pernida's dead, Nemu's dead, Mayuri and Kenpachi are both out of action, but we got Hitsugai and Rangiku back, meaning Megan lost Nemu, but gets to be Rangiku again. Oh, double casting. Let's see, Haschwald seems very sus of Uryu, and it looks like he's about to fight Basby. How was the animation, dog?
Do I have to say the thing every time?
I'm guessing good. But yeah, amazing up from top to bottom. Let us know if you agree. Said I've really enjoyed this one. If you all couldn't tell, I haven't said it enough. I'm gonna miss Nemu though, man. Hey, you guys, why don't you guys tell us, your favorite Nemu moments? I know which one brings a tear to my eye. Remember when Cone took over her body, and Nemu spoke with Quentin Flynn's voice?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we couldn't use that clip.
Fucking copyright YouTube. Next time! The Now is looking at the man in the mirror!
Bears are more fun than television.
Thanks again for watching, guys. Hope you have yourselves a fantastic day. Until next time. My. Bye!